Hi, boys and girls. Do you like my hat? I don't know if you can see my shirt too, but my shirt has a really fun character on it. I had just this black shirt this morning and I decided to use some chalk and draw. Who's this character? Yes, there's his bow tie. It's the cat in the hat. And I have this lovely little hat here, and I am going to read you a Dr. Seuss story in honor of Read Across America Week and Dr. Seuss's birthday. And if you've never read this story, this is a fantastic story. Ah, it's such a good story. Excuse me. And Dr. Seuss was known for putting a lot of silly words in his books to make them rhyme with other books. So other words. So if I see any of those words, I'll point them out to you. But let's just take a peek at the title. This book is called The Sneetches. And I know what my class would say right now. They would say, Mrs. Henry, look at all the secrets in that title. We have S and N is a blend, and S and N says sn, sn. When two vowels go walking, the first one does the talking. So it's going to be the long E sound, sn-e, t. And then what does CNH say? Yeah, it's a digraph that says ch, and then you have ES. So Sneetches. So we're going to read a story called The Sneetches. And honestly, boys and girls, I just read it before I recorded this lesson because I have never read this book. I had to borrow it from Mrs. Barnes, and I'm really excited because it's a really great story. And there are so many great stories out there, not just Dr. Seuss, but so many other characters that we've shared with you throughout the school year. And I hope that your love of reading is as big and as wonderful as mine, because I cannot get enough children's books. They're fantastic. I love them so much, and I love finding new books to share with you. Okay, let's read The Sneetches. There's a lot of words on this, so I'll show you the pictures after I read it. The Sneetches. Now the star-belly Sneetches had bellies with stars. The plain-belly Sneetches had none upon theirs. It's one of those nonsense words, silly words. Those stars weren't so big, they were really so small, you might think such a thing wouldn't matter at all. So do you see the little star? And then this guy does not have one. But because they had stars, all the star-belly Sneetches would brag. We're the best kind of Sneetch on the beaches. With their snoots in the air, they would sniff and they'd snort. We'll have nothing to do with the plain belly sort. And whenever they met some, when they were out walking, they'd hike right on past them without even talking. Is that kind to do just because they don't have a star on their bellies? Oh, no, 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 no. When the star-bellied children went out to play ball, could a plain belly get in the game? Not at all. You only could play if your bellies had stars, and the plain-bellied children had none upon theirs. So he was trying to rhyme stars and theirs. That's why he made the word up. When the star-belly Sneetches had frankfurter roasts, or picnics or parties or marshmallow toasts, they never invited the plain-belly Sneetches. They left them out cold in the dark of the beaches. They kept them away, never let them come near, and that's how they treated them year after year. Oh, boys and girls, we just talked about knowing when a friend is sad. And if that's not a sad face, look at all those sad faces. I don't know what is. They're not including them, so they feel left out and they feel very, very sad. Let's see what's going to happen. Then one day, it seems, while the plain-belly Sneetches were moping and doping along on the beaches, alone on the beaches, just sitting there wishing their bellies had stars, a stranger zipped up in the strangest of cars. My friends, he announced in a voice clear and keen, my name is Sylvester McMonkey McBean. And I've heard of your troubles. I've heard you're unhappy. But I can fix that. I'm the fix-it-up chappie. I've come here to help you. I have what you need, and my prices are low, and I work at great speed, and my work is 100% guaranteed. I wonder if this Sylvester McMonkey McBean is going to be able to help the non-starred bellied Sneetches. Then quickly Sylvester McMonkey McBean put together a very peculiar machine. A very strange, peculiar means strange machine. And he said, "You want stars like a starbelly Sneetch? My friends, you can have them for $3 each. Just pay me your money and hop right aboard." So they clambered inside. Then the big machine roared, and it clonked and it bonked and it jerked and it burked and it bopped them about. But the thing really worked. When the plain belly Sneetches popped out, they had stars. They actually did. They had stars upon thars. So that's all they wanted to do was fit in, just like the other star-bellied Sneetches, and now they do. Let's see how the star-bellied Sneetches react. Then they yelled at the ones who had stars at the start. "We're exactly like you. You can't tell us apart. We're all just the same now, you snooty old smarties, and now we can go to your Frankfurter parties." "Good grief," groaned the ones who had stars at the first. "We're still the best Sneetches, and they are the worst. But now, how in the world will we know?" They all frowned. "If which kind is what, or the other way around." So they're not very happy now that they all have stars on their bellies. Then up came McBean with a very sly wink. Oh, I don't think he's up to any good. And he said, "Things are not quite as bad as you think. So you don't know who's who? That is perfectly true. But come with me, friends. Do you know what I'll do? I'll make you again the best Sneetches on beaches, and all it will cost you is $10 eaches." So eaches is not a word, but it rhymes with beaches. Dr. Seuss is very clever. Wow, so McBean is now charging the star-bellied Sneetches $10 so that they can look different from the non-star-bellied Sneetches that paid $3. I don't like this. "Belly stars are no longer in style," said McBean. "What you need is a trip through my star-off machine. This wondrous contraption will take off your stars so you won't look like Sneetches who have them on theirs." And that handy machine, working very precisely, removed all of the stars from their tummies quite nicely. So they go into the machine with their stars and they come out of the machine with no stars on their belly. And look at all this money that McBean is making. Then with snoots in the air, they paraded about and they opened their beaks and they let out a shout. "We know who is who, now there isn't a doubt. The best kind of Sneetches are Sneetches without." Then of course those with stars all got frighteningly mad. To be wearing a star now was frightfully bad. Then of course old Sylvester McMonkey McBean invited them into his star-off machine. Then of course, from then on, as you probably guess, things really got into a horrible mess. Oh my goodness, this McBean is causing lots of issues. We need to teach Mr. McBean just how to be kind. All the rest of that day, on those wild, screaming beaches, the fix-it-up chappie kept fixing up Sneetches. Off again, on again, in again, out again. Through the machines, they raced round and round about again, changing their stars every minute or two. They kept paying money. They kept running through until neither the plane nor the star-bellies knew whether this one was that one, or that one was this one, or which one was what one, or what one was who. So they did it so many times, they lost track of who was who. Then when every last cent of their money was spent, the fix-it-up chappie packed up and he went. And he laughed as he drove in his car up the beach. They never will learn. Nope, you can't teach a Sneetch. So McBean took advantage of them and took all of their money. And they were no better off than they were before. Oh, that just makes me so sad. But McBean was quite wrong. I'm quite happy to say that the Sneetches got really quite smart on that day. The day that they decided that Sneetches are Sneetches, and no kind of Sneetch is the best on the beaches. That day, all the Sneetches forgot about stars and whether they had one or not upon theirs. Aww. So despite the fact that they got tricked by McBean, in the end, they decided that it didn't matter if you had a star on your belly or not, that a Sneetch is a Sneetch, and that was okay. They were just all the same. They were all equal. Pretty good, because nobody likes someone who brags. When you brag like, I can do this, or I'm better than you at this, you can be proud of yourself, but bragging is a whole different story. And actually, I think we're talking about being proud next week. So it's a good lead-in into our next week. All right, boys and girls, I hope you enjoyed the Sneetches, and I hope that you appreciate yourself for who you are and never try to change for someone else. And don't expect someone else to change either. You are meant to be you, and you are unique, and you should embrace that and love that. And if we were all the same, it would be pretty boring. So it's really nice that we're a little bit different in our own special way. All right, boys and girls, have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope you enjoy all the fun activities we have for you today, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye, friends.